Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to the United Stand. It's not the United Stand. It's That's Football. Welcome to That's Football. We're live for Arsenal against Chelsea in the Premier League. It's a big day of football. It's a triple threat of matches today because we've got Arsenal against Chelsea. Then we've got the first silverware of the season on this channel, Carabao Cup Watchalong, Liverpool against Newcastle. Looking forward to that. And then I've got to go on the United Stand and do Leicester against Manchester United. So it's a long day ahead. And my preparations for this big marathon of football is absolutely perfect. Out for a family party last night and stayed up till about 3:30 drinking rum and coke. So yeah, I'm a little bit fragile, which is why I'm a little bit late. But yeah, I need your help. So give me some good conversations, controversial opinions, either ors, agony bridge, whatever. But yeah, I'm going to be a bit delicate, I think, on this first one. Yeah, but looking forward to it. Some good games today. I mean, look, you know, we could get a bit of a surprise in the Liverpool game. We could. And I think in relation to, I mean, look, I was basically off grid yesterday from about 2:30. I drove up to where the party was. But by the time I got to the house, a few family members were there. We were just talking about stuff. And then I saw that they had Man City Brighton on. Must have been using a dodgy Fire Stick or something. I don't know. I'm not getting involved. And I think that was a great result, 2-2. Really did. And I think it's. I think you know. I said if Forest win at Bournemouth yesterday, then I think it really does give them a very, very firm grip on Champions League spots. I think this game today could certainly improve that. I mean, look, this is what we're here for. I mean, Arsenal are going to get top 5. Arsenal aren't going to win the league. I think Arsenal will finish second. But you look at Chelsea and there is an opportunity for Chelsea. I'm not saying they're going to win this game. I think it's going to be very, very difficult for them to do that, but it's not impossible. But I think more importantly, if they were to win today and go to 52 points, that gives you a 4-point gap on Man City and, you know, Newcastle, that'd be a 5-point gap. I think Bournemouth are pretty much gone. I mean, what's gone wrong with Bournemouth? Losing at home to Brentford yesterday. I think things have gone very badly for them recently. Brighton with a good point. So far, Villa probably wouldn't look at it too badly with how some of the results have gone. But yeah, I think Bournemouth are sort of falling away. I mean, Fulham could go ahead of them if they were to win today as well. So the top 5 race, I think, is very, very interesting. And obviously, we'll keep you up to date with what's going on between Fulham and Spurs during this game as well. But let's have a look at the team news. We're getting very close to the start of this game, so I feel I need to just move a little bit. So, okay, yeah, there's the team news for you. You've got Arsenal on screen. We're in London, aren't we? Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, Odegaard, Partey, Rice, Martinelli, Marino and Trossard. And then Chelsea have got Sanchez, Fofana, Badiashile, Colwill, Cucurella, James, Casido, Fernandez. And then Sancho starts with Nkunku and Pedro Neto. Cole Palmer not even involved today. I don't know what that's all about, but maybe someone in the chat can let me know. Yeah, that'd be very good if you could. Let me just get this timer ready. Is that going to do it? Oh, it's red. Don't want it red yet. That's for later. Okay, let me go there. Okay, we're ready for that. So yeah, it's going to be, I think it's... He's got a minor injury, Cole Palmer. I think it's going to be a very difficult game for Chelsea to get something here against Arsenal. But if they don't get something, looking at that league table, if Chelsea don't get something today, can I go back to the league table, please? Yes, yes, yes. Where are you? Let's be having you. Going back to that league table, I think if Chelsea don't win today, you look at Nottingham Forest, they're 7 points clear of... Sorry, they're 6 points clear of Man City, and they'd be 5 points clear of Chelsea. I think that would put them in an extremely strong position for Champions League football. I am starting to... I'm not going to jinx them, but I really am starting to think it's going to happen. And I would have liked Bournemouth to do something, but realistically, I don't think they will. But the way things are looking at the moment, I would say top 5 is probably going to be Liverpool, Arsenal, Forest, Man City, and then maybe Chelsea. I think that's there. Is Onana out, Mark? Says Joshua. Mate, honestly, in relation to Man United, I haven't even done a morning show. I was too hungover. So I'm just sort of working my way back to match fitness for later. I've not really looked at any Man United news for the first time in months. I mean, I just literally just blacked out last night on rum and coke, and it was a blur. So I haven't been keeping any eye on what's been going on with the football. But look, I'm here to watch the football with you great people today. Is one ever too old to go Wetherspoons? Always nice for a few cheap pints. Thoughts? Also have a serious comment to make re Stadium in a moment, says Goldio. Well, we'll wait for that, of course. But Arsenal are on the attack here at the moment, and utilising Lewis Skelly against Sancho, I think is going to be an interesting one. He's had such a good start to the season. He's had such a good second part of the season, and he's just won a corner here as well. I'd be worried about that if I was Chelsea. You know, Jadon Sancho, for me, doesn't put the defensive work in, and Lewis Skelly wants to get forward a lot, and it's an early corner here for Arsenal, who don't score corners anymore. I know they sort of get known for that, but they have dried up a little bit. NAU says, I'm in crippling debt and crying every day. Well, that's sad to hear, mate. Let's see what happens with this corner. Going to be another corner. Yeah, I mean, look, if that is true, I'm sad to hear that. And but you know, there are some good charities you can call. Samaritans, people like that. For anybody who's struggling, these are what they're there for. Hangover food, burgers with eggs and crispy bacon, says Skull Skibidi. Oh, I tell you what I had this morning. I had a white roll with lots of butter and then sausages, egg, ketchup. Oh, it was lovely. I could eat one of them now. Edge of the box. Why did Trossard not hit that first time? What a prat. It's a good start by Arsenal, but I don't know why he didn't hit that first time. And I don't know why he doesn't dye that bit of grey hair he's got on his fringe as well. He should have just hit that first time. Why take a touch? At this level, don't take a touch. Wasn't far off with the shot, but just hit it first time. Good lad, legend, says Oddie. Thank you very much for your super chats. Appreciate those. United fan says, did you see the clip of Mini Minter explaining why you didn't play in the charity match? No, I didn't. But I mean, you can tell me if you want to, but reality is, the reason I didn't play in the charity match is because they didn't want to pick me for the charity match the same way other people didn't. It's, you know, it's absolutely fine. It's been and gone. They can do what they want. They raised 5 million for charity. That's the real quiz, isn't it? Fair play. I did see that clip of Gary Neville saying that the overlap would like to play the Sidemen next year, and I thought, oh, here we go. Here we go. Like, the great thing about the Sidemen charity game is it's for influencers and people, you know, like we've had Angry Ginge, Sketch this year, Joe Weller had a comeback. All these people are influencers, you know. Oh, and here come the ex-player brigade. I'm telling you now, the Sidemen, the worst thing they could do is play the overlap. I played in a charity game about 5 years ago against Leicester veterans, and they were all in their 50s. They haven't got the fitness, but they've still got the touch. Although I'd love if there was a Sidemen versus overlap game, I'd love to play left wing for the Sidemen and go up against Neville. That'd be box office. He'd sub himself off. Do you think Van Nistelrooy, Leicester should keep Van Nistelrooy, says Alexander? No. Sorry, yes, I do. Good question. I think that Van Nistelrooy really, it's a bit like Amorim at Man United. I just don't think you can judge Van Nistelrooy. I never really understand managers being brought in to sinking ships. It's like, Leicester, I mean, Sheffield United did it last year, didn't they? When they got rid of, was it Heckingbottom for Wheeler and Wilder, not Wheeler. And I think when you know, Van Nistelrooy going into Leicester, people will say, oh, well, he got the job in December, but they were already going down. You can't turn that ship around. It's a little bit like the Titanic after it's hit the iceberg and then you helicopter in a new captain. And it doesn't matter how good you are at driving boats, that ship's going down. Like, you're not going to change it. So I think that I would like to see that happen. Alexander says, thank you very much for that. Good one. Secluder said Neville would cook you. At what? Did you see him on stage last week with that guitar that wasn't even plugged in, strumming along like he'd never picked one before? I can play the guitar better than him. New stadium to be built on rail freight land. Club approached Network Rail, who owned the land 3 years ago. They refused to sell. Compulsory purchase will be needed. Will take longer than fans think, says Goldio. Where did you find all that out, Goldio? Thanks for your super chat. And Robbo96, thanks for your super chat, says Neville probably only said that because you weren't at the Sidemen charity match this year. He wouldn't have stuck his neck out otherwise. Yeah. He only does stuff that suits him, and that's his right. Actually, I was out last night, and somebody said if you had to do, my nephew who's like 17, he's into all like that sort of misfits boxing, and he does boxing himself. And he was saying at the dinner table last night, because we were out for a meal, he said, if you did misfits, who would you fight? And I said, I'm not really into like. I like boxing, but it's a sport. I don't like the whole boxing. Put me in the ring with somebody I don't like, because then you're taking the piss out of the sport because you just want to have a fight. That's not what boxing should be. And he said, no, you've got to pick someone. I went Gary Neville. Hi, Mark. What's your prediction for today? I think Arsenal are going to beat Chelsea. I think Liverpool are going to beat Newcastle. And I think Manchester United are going to beat Leicester. Yeah. Matthew says Liverpool United game. Yeah, I've done that one. Thank you very much. Is Bruno Fernandes a Man United legend, says Kevin? Oh God. Can we do it on Leicester? Can we do it on the Man United Leicester game tonight? I really would rather just avoid those sort of conversations. That's football. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. I think Newcastle have got a chance against Liverpool, but I'm going to go with Liverpool. Did you hear what Carragher said? What was that clip of Carragher talking about? Can somebody explain it to me? What was that clip that Carragher was talking about the Carabao Cup being better than the FA Cup? I mean, I sort of saw. Oh, lovely ball in here though. Enzo Fernandez used Sancho. No, he ignored him. Should have used Sancho there. Yeah, even Sancho's like, why didn't you use me? Was he talking about the structure? Says Salzburg. Do you think City will get European football? Says Noah. Yes. Yeah, I think they'll get top 5. Sanchez, I mean, this mistake here, he is a dodgy goalie, isn't he? I thought Chelsea got rid of Sanchez and were using the other lad. It's mad that Chelsea spent all that money, isn't it? And they've not bought in a top striker and they've not bought in a top goalkeeper. 2 billion spent. Harvey says, as an Arsenal fan, I'd much rather Liverpool win it. Interesting. Goldio says, my point re the stadium is that they've been planning this for years. There was no consideration of a regeneration at all, even pre-Qatar talks. Disgrace. Oh yeah, yeah, but I've already done the video on that, Goldio. The Glazers sent a letter to Trafford Council in 2018 about rebuilding around there. So it's not Sir Jim's project. That's what makes me laugh. He's just the front. Thoughts on Brentford yesterday, says Alex. Well, maybe somebody can tell me their thoughts on Brentford, because I did, as I said, from 2:30 yesterday, I was just basically out. I didn't really pick my phone up. I think I retweeted our evening show and that was it. So I didn't watch any football yesterday at all. And the Brentford-Bournemouth game, I saw the result. But, I mean, you could tell me Brentford deserved it. You can tell me Bournemouth blew it again. I don't know. Arthur says Bournemouth played better, to be fair. If they did, they're bottling it, aren't they? They should have beat Spurs last week and they drew. They've lost at home to Brentford. I think Bournemouth have blown a really good opportunity to get into Champions League football. It's not over yet, but they have dropped a lot of points. Oh, that looked like a handball by Cucurella. It's bouncing about. Declan Rice over the bar. Goes for a goal kick. Cucurella's not happy. Shouting at the ref or the linesman. But it definitely looked like a handball to me, that. I'm surprised Timber didn't appeal for it. And then it's bouncing around the 6-yard area. Sanchez is like a bloody circus clown. Hits Reece James in the head, and then Declan Rice shoots over the bar. Can't keep it down. But yeah, it definitely looked like Cucurella handled that. I haven't seen, they've not really shown a good enough slow-mo, and I don't think they're going to. No. It's really shocking. I have said this before. I do feel like mainstream production is sometimes like an episode of Hollyoaks. Like they tell the story they want to tell. And this is high-end football, the most watched league in the world. And really, the viewer should be given what they are thinking. And I'm thinking, that looked like Cucurella handballed it. So maybe he didn't, but show us the bloody replay. Like, who's the guy in the Declan Rice shoots from distance? You know, they've got a bloody control room there. Surely somebody's saying, show that back again. Someone just said it hit him in the chest. Maybe it did, but I mean, show us the bloody replay. Do you think they've even considered regeneration because they were meant to have a task force to consider both options? We've been lied to yet again, says Goldio. I think the stadium, if you're talking about the stadium for Manchester United, which you are, the stadium regeneration. Here we go. They must be listening. Here we go. Yeah, it's a handball. It's on his bloody arm. Told you. Look. They're showing us the replay now. That's well, he certainly uses his arm. Might have been a bit high up on the sleeve, but it was definitely on the arm. Should have been a pen, I think. See? So I'm right, aren't I? Give me the job as producer. I think it should have been a pen. Okay, I'm going to run a poll on this. Yeah, I think they've picked... Yeah, you see, our Slow Sports News, they've picked up on it now. That's a handball. That's shocking, VAR. Did I not say, and I bet a lot of you were as well. Should that have been a pen, yes or no? I bet a lot of you are like me. You've watched so many games of football through your life, you subconsciously spot things. And as soon as I saw him do that, I thought that's a handball. Might have been above the shirt line, but it certainly. I think they should have reviewed it. On the regeneration, Goldio, Man United can't build that stadium without the regeneration. That's why the government input is so important. Free kick for Chelsea here. Chance to whip a cross in. Reece James overhits. It's going to go for a throw-in on the far side, I think. Oh no, Sancho will keep it on. What if Spurs beat Man United in the finals, says Hector? I think that's a lot of what ifs. I think Frankfurt are going to give Spurs a very, very good game in April. And I think Lyon are going to give Man United a good game. So I think there's a long way to go. Matthew says either or Rasmus or Darwin Nunez. I'd say Darwin Nunez at the moment, even though he's missing chances. Rasmus has got a bit of a redemption arc to go yet. Hopefully that's going to happen now. I thought he was better than the other night, but he needs to get those goals. A couple of tasty tackles going in here. Thomas Partey on Enzo Fernandez. He's gone rolling around. No, Declan Rice on Enzo Fernandez. Didn't look like there was anything in that at all. And nah, there's nothing in that at all. What's your favourite Man United season post Sir Alex, says James? I'd say the Europa League win and the Carabao Cup win under Mourinho. I really liked that Ajax win. I think that's the best game we've had post Sir Alex. I really think Chelsea should sign Liam Delap, says Moomin. I wouldn't be surprised if you did. I would not be surprised. Thomas Partey. Ooh, I tell you what, that was tasty on Neto, wasn't it? That Partey tackle was a bit tasty. I feel like they're having a bit of a... I feel like they're having a bit of a bad show here, aren't they, VAR? Definitely, I think there should have been a review on the handball by Cucurella, and I do think that Thomas Partey tackle is... He's a bit lucky, but nothing going on. It's going to be a drop ball. Any thoughts on the England squad call-up, says Matthew? Yeah, I mean, look, I'll give Tuchel a chance, but I mean, it's not a great squad, is it? When you think about the quality that England have got, I looked at that squad and I thought, it's not as exciting as I thought it would be. Cameron Jerome or Emil Heskey says, Goldio, we've got a poll going on at the moment, mate. Remind me in a bit. 1 Inch Wonder says, just landing in Saudi, Mark. I'll put a good word in so they call Jimmy and buy United. Arsenal on the attack here. Timber with a good cross. Sanchez drops it. Trossard wide. He is a liability in goal, isn't he? Low on confidence and certainly no authority on this cross at all. A poor palm away. But it goes for a goal kick. Moomin says, he's literally falling over. It's never a penalty. More of a handball than Bruno versus Sociedad, says Nath. And Glenn C says, if the overlap played in a charity match, they would probably want it to be scripted. 62% of you think it should have been a penalty, by the way, by Cucurella. So, 18 minutes gone. Arsenal been the better side. Do you think City will get European football? That was from Noah. Rajaf says, thoughts on Chelsea signing... I don't know who that is, Rajaf. Chelsea signing Delap. Do you consider yourself a UK celebrity, says Daniel? No. Crispy Lad says Sanchez or Onana. I'd say Onana, yeah. I mean, I know Onana gets a lot of stick, but I'd definitely say Sanchez over Onana. Onana over Sanchez, yeah. Thanks for the super chat, pal. Right, corner for Arsenal here. They're not the force they used to be from corners. Apparently Onana's not playing today. I have not looked at any United news, so that would be news to me. Flicked on. Oh, well, they don't score from corners, but they do now. Moreno has scored for Arsenal. It's 1-0. Where's the set piece, coach? Cut to the set piece, coach, on the bench. Right now. Now. Well, actually, we'll show a replay of the goal and then we'll cut to him. But definitely cut to the set piece coach for Arsenal. He's been feeling... He did fall off a little bit, but they've gone and done it again. Moreno with the goal. 1-0 to Arsenal. And I'm surprised, to be fair. Chelsea normally... That's a good goal. Crap keeper. That Chelsea keeper is so crap. I mean, look at his position. Yeah, he's crap. That keeper is so bad. He's got to be doing better there. It's well worked. It's well worked. It's well worked by Arsenal. There he is, set piece coach guy. Fist pumping Arteta, sorry. Yeah, Arsenal have the lead. Chelsea been very meek and mild so far. And I tell you what, I think Chelsea's problem is absolutely no firepower. Could you see a Barcelona versus Real Madrid final, says Joel? Well, they're both. It's possible. I think Arsenal will give Real Madrid more of a game than people think. Chelsea haven't been too bad so far, says Spaghettis. I think the problem with Chelsea in this game is that they just don't. They look like they're lacking a bit of a threat. I mean, look at that. Well timed. No shots, no corners, no shots at all. Passing is not very good. 36. I mean, what's the point? Those stats there, Chelsea, what is the bloody point? Like, you're doing nothing. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go and why, says Jack? That's a good question. I'd have to give it some thought. Wakey, Chelsea, says Jeffrey. Yeah, I mean, this is too easy for Arsenal at the moment. And consider it. You know what I think Chelsea have done? I think basically they've seen what West Ham did. They've seen what United did. And they've thought, let's be defensive. Let's try and counter. And obviously they've got that goal. Well played, Lewis Skelly there. Rice in a bit. Think On says, what's your top 6 for the season? Arsenal, Liverpool, Arsenal. Hey, they're looking at a VAR here. Oh, shut up. You can't give him a red card for that. He's trying to get the ball. That's not a red card. No way. Play on. That's not a red, in my opinion. You're searching there. He's not stamped on him. He's tried to get the ball. It's not a red. Not for me. And they've reviewed it and they've played on. Good decision. Yeah, definitely don't want to see a red. A genuine question mark. Do you ever think about how... Hold on a minute. Cross comes in, cleared away by Chelsea. I'll come back to that from Goldio in a minute. Very good weekend for Villa. Top 5 chances, says HPN. Yeah, I mean, Chelsea are losing. Bournemouth lost. Man City and Brighton drew. Newcastle don't play. So, yeah, apart from Forest winning at Ipswich, I think, yeah, it has been a good... Lovely play by Lewis Skelly. Good tackle. Here's Neto. Bit of a chance. No one up there, though, with him. Look, no support. Goldio says, genuine question. Do you ever think about how much someone would need to offer to buy United stand? Everyone's got a price. You must have considered it, says Goldio. Hold on. Jadon Sancho. What the hell is that? It wasn't Jadon Sancho. That's why. It was Enzo Fernandez. And what the hell was that? Trying to shoot from there. What price would I sell United stand for? Make me an offer I cannot refuse, you know? I'm not precious about it, really. There might come a time where I'd sell it. What are your thoughts on Liverpool's squad depth, says Kamal. As a fan, I think it's tragic. By the way, Alisson or Neuer? I'd always go Alisson. I mean, Neuer, I don't watch Neuer enough, really. I know he's got a great reputation, but I think Alisson's the best goalkeeper in the Prem. Cole Palmer's got a slight knock, Richard. And Chelsea are missing him. I know he's not scored in a while, but they've not had a shot this... oh, no, I suppose you could count that Enzo Fernandez chance as a shot, but I wouldn't count it as a chance. Really disappointing from Chelsea so far. Glazers give you United for the channel deal. 100%. Oh, what? Swap United stand for a £5 billion business? Of course I bloody would. Visions of the Glazers bidding for United stands, 1 inch wonder. And what, done that one. Well done there. Johnny says, I believe under the right coaching, Adama Traore would be a more complete right winger for Arsenal than Saka. Better raw ability, in my opinion. Johnny, I think you're talking out of your arse. Adama Traore does not have the control and balance that Saka's got. Jamie Bowden, thank you very much for your super chat. Appreciate that. Just to go back with the where I would travel anywhere in the world. I mean, I tell you what, I am very tired and I have got a bit of a hangover. So I think if I could be anywhere at the moment, I would probably like to. I've never been to New York, so I'd like to be in New York, in a pizza place or a good Italian place, eating some real Italian food, because that's the sort of food I want to eat at the moment. Has Neto been a flop at Chelsea, says Nigel? I like Neto. I just think Chelsea are a funny club. Like, every time I watch them, I'm sort of like, they're always a work in progress, and that's fine. I think Chelsea being a work in progress is fine, but at what point will they not be a work in progress, having spent the amount of money that they've spent? But then it is Maresca's first season, isn't it? So I just think Chelsea's problem is they always look like a work in progress, like I say, and they need a goalkeeper and a striker, and they probably need a few other things as well. Red says, it's a long day of football today. Arsenal, Chelsea now, Liverpool, Newcastle, and then Barca, Atletico. I'll be doing Man United, Leicester on the United stand at 7 o'clock. Do you think Brighton could get Champions League this season if 5th place is a Champions League spot? I think that the fifth place spot is really going to come down to who's got the better fixtures between now and the end of the season. I mean, we were looking at the league table, weren't we? We're in London, aren't we? And effectively, Brighton are, a point off 5th. Newcastle are a point off 5th. Villa are a couple of points off 5th. So even Bournemouth would still fancy it. So I just think it really just come down to the fixtures now. Colwell. Oh, I tell you what, that Colwell tackle. There's some nasty tackles going in, isn't there? There's been a few. Yellow card. I mean, that was a little bit. I mean, they look bad in slow-mo, don't they? But there's been a few tackles. I thought Thomas Partey's, that one. 1 Inch Wonder says, be honest, Mark, you'd like to travel to Sir Jim's spare dread room for a hangover bacon sarnie. Odegaard's about to whip a cross in. Chelsea struggling here. That's a lovely cross. Good defending by, I think it's Casido. Oh, Timber's gone down, holding his leg. Don't want any injuries here. What did he do? Yeah, he would have been offside. And looks like I'd be a bit worried if I was Arsenal here, because he seemed to go down with no one anywhere near him. And he's holding his knee. No, he's all right. He's up. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. He was pushed over, says Richard. How's Seb the legend, says Hector. Went to watch him play, actually, today. They lost. They were 1-0 up at half-time. And I think they lost 3-1. Played a very good team. But he got man of the match again. He's doing well at the moment. He's had a good... he's had a good couple of months. Neto been a flop at Chelsea. I wouldn't say he's been a flop. No, I wouldn't say he's been a success yet. It is season 1. Is it season 1? At what age do you become a millionaire, Mark, says Swish? What do you mean become? And visions of the Glazers. Okay, we've done that one from 1 Inch Wonder. Thank you very much. 32 minutes gone. Chelsea been absolutely dreadful here. We will be live for the Carabao Cup final as well. Liverpool against Newcastle. And then straight after that, it's Man United against Leicester. I mean, I've not done a three-way for a long time. Three watch-alongs in one day. I'm going to be falling asleep. And it's live. Do you think Seb will ever be able to catch a half volley like you can, says Hector? I don't know. You are right. I technically am very gifted, but you can't teach that. But, you know, it might just get passed down. Chelsea just bagged another player from Sporting for 22 million, says NAU. Oh, that must have been what Rajaf was talking about then. I like I say, I haven't been looking at any football news at all for about nearly 24 hours, so I'd have to look at that. Thoughts on the F1? Omran, I didn't watch it. But hopefully, again, I haven't watched it, so I can't really talk about it. But hopefully, if the cars are closer matched, it should be quite good. Best thing with City's fall-off is everyone ignoring Chelsea's fall-off. Any other season, if we were second and now battling fifth, we'd be getting clowned, says Spaghettis. And would you sell Bruno to get a Rice-type CDM? I wouldn't sell Bruno, no. Litty, no. Here we go. Trossard, bit of space into Martinelli. And he shoots high, wide and handsome. Three-way with Avram Glazer and Sir Jim for a trophy, says 1 Inch Wonder. Mate, you need to do something. It's Sunday afternoon and some of your thoughts are very dangerous and sinister. Go and release whatever it is, the attention that you've got on whatever it is legally and leave me out of it. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. We are live for the Carabao Cup game as well, the final. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Get involved with the channel. Everybody is welcome on That's Football. Chelsea have been absolutely shite in this game, by the way. I don't know what their excuse is. I want to have a quick look at their bench, actually, because I'd be certainly looking at it. It's been really, really poor so far. But they're on the attack. Reece James back playing football. I mean, good. I mean, I always just think, when's the next injury coming? But I just want to have a quick look at the Chelsea bench here. What do we got? So they've got Achimpong, Bettinelli, Chaloba, Dewsbury Hall, George, Gusto, Jorgensen, Lavia and Tossin. I mean, they've got nothing really on the bench, have they? It's amazing, Chelsea, isn't it? At one time, you felt like they had loads and loads of attackers. And with an Nkunku, Sancho and Neto starting, Palmer's got a knock. I think Madueke is injured as well. Mudryk has got other problems. Nicholas Jackson's injured as well. They don't seem to have very many options, do they? What's the score? 1-0 to Arsenal. That's why it says 1-0 there. Won 16-1 yesterday. I'm goalkeeper and got an assist, says James Darts. You know when you're winning over like 8-1, I just think it's... I always used to find them games really boring. I can't stand it when I'm watching a match at amateur level and one team is like winning 12-1 or something like that. It's just such a crap watch. There we go. Nkunku, get a shot off. Good block. Cucurella. It's a goal. Oh! Nearly a goal. Cucurella hit it and Raya fumbled it and I thought it was going to go in and it just went wide. Could have been 1-1 in the most ridiculous circumstances. Cucurella hits it as well as he can do, really. But, oh, my God, Raya is so lucky there. He's really lucky there. I don't know what he does. Does it go through his legs? Does he fumble it out of his hands? Very lucky. Corner to Chelsea. Neto takes it. Raya catches that. No fumble there. And he's got Martinelli in. But Casido's going to cover that off. Mark, Bruno Fernandes or Enzo Fernandez? This is Kathy. Well, I think at the moment you'd take Bruno, wouldn't you? Anyway, well done, James, for winning 16-1. Chelsea are horrible without Palmer. Need a goalkeeper and centre-back, says Petco. Mudryk was just a war purchase, says Basb. And that's the clip I wanted, says 1 Inch Wonder. Thank you very much for that. Here's Neto. Where's he going? Little ball into Nkunku. Goes wide. Good play by Chelsea this. Get the cross in. Yeah, easy way by Rice. Odegrass says, how's Freedom Boy doing? Jokes, don't care. Sancho has been okay. I mean, probably below okay, to be honest, but he's not been any worse than Nkunku. But here he is. Not really doing... To be honest, he's not really done anything with the ball. It's always a pass back, isn't it? They've not probed much at all, Chelsea. I mean, this is probably the best phase of play they've had in the entire game. And it's possession just around the edge of the Arsenal box. Oh, God. Okay. I'm just going to be yawning a lot today. Do you watch the Six Nations? I haven't watched it for a few years now, mate. Tristan. Here is Sancho. Best squad you've ever seen in football, says Sparsh. That's a good question. I remember a final between Bayern Munich and PSG. Was it like 2018 or something? And I looked at the teams and I looked at the benches and I was like, oh my God. We're not talking about best team here. We're talking about best squad. Like when you look at a team and you go, that's a good team. And then you look at the bench and you go, oh my God. A lot of people saying Pep's Barca was very good. 2020 that was. Yeah, I think best squad is different to best team because you can have a really good team and then you look at the bench and go, yeah, that's not very good. Are you going to do any more cooking with Goldbridge videos, says Zippy? I am. I've got my live show in Dublin on Wednesday night, and then maybe second week of the international break, I should be able to sort something out. Oh my God. God, stop yawning. Who do you think is going to win the FA Cup? As long as... Oh, here we go. Neto. Good play by Gabriel. Goes for a goal kick. Oh, no, he's won a corner. As long as Man City don't win the FA Cup, I couldn't give a toss. Yeah. Is relegation settled? Yes. Headed away from the corner. Thoughts on me rumours starting for United today, says Mads. Yes, me is a goalkeeper for Man United who might be starting in goal tonight with Onana out. It would make it interesting. Sancho's whole game is stick to the sideline and pass the ball backwards. Even at United, he can't dribble past one defender and has no productivity. I don't think he's got a lot of pace either, has he? Faris. Maybe that's a confidence thing. Hi, Mark. Has Chelsea filled the gap Thiago Silva left, in your opinion? No, Jimmy. Very good point. Very good point. But as we were saying about 20 minutes ago, the thing about Chelsea that I think is just so surprising is how they have spent so much money and yet still look very much like a work in progress. And I think that, you know, that's something that they need to solve, because if they don't, then they're always going to be that work in progress. Nice cross into the box. Arsenal, I think, at the moment just... just having a little bit of defensive play at the moment. There's a Chelsea player that's down in the box. Let's have a look at what happened here to Nkunku. Apologies, I'm going to be a little bit slow today. Can you run a poll on the 3 best squads according to you, says Sparsh? But I don't know what they are, mate. I've had about 4 hours sleep and a lot of alcohol, and my brain's probably not operating to its best. So I'm going to listen to the chat, and a lot of people are saying the best squad is Barcelona 2010. I've not even seen the replay of what happened to Nkunku there. Sam says it was a dive. Wasn't a penalty, says Matthew Park. MTV. Where there is a fire, there is gonna be a flame. There's a lot of people going down in this game. I've played the game, and there's a lot of people going down in this game today. Yeah, that's not a foul anyway. Hey, I tell you what. Tell you what. Who has seen that thing on Netflix, Adolescence, with Stephen Graham in it? Oh, I tell you what. That guy is an actor. From one brilliant actor to another. No, I'm not that good. all on one shot. It's basically 4 episodes of an hour long, and it's one camera shot. So the camera's just moving around, constantly recording, and all these people are walking in and out. But you've got to get it right in one take. Have you ever seen that Stephen Graham one where he's where he's a chef? He does exactly the same thing. It's like a whole hour, one shot. That's acting. That is acting. Very, very good. Will Jordan Henderson go to the World Cup, says Ollie? Probably. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Jordan Henderson being in the England squad is an absolute scam, to be honest. I think he's shit. I think he's past it, and it's not 2018. There are so many better players than Jordan Henderson. But look, some international football has changed. Tuchel's got the right to pick whatever team he wants, and we're just going to have to get on with it. I don't mind Jordan Henderson being in the squad, but I wouldn't personally pick him. But I'm not going to go against Tuchel. I just don't think Jordan Henderson should be in it, but we just have to get on with it. But a lot of managers, international managers now, treat international football like club football. They just pick favourites, whereas it used to be you'd pick oh my God, he's done it again. That Sanchez is crap. Palm in it, another one. But Chelsea get to break away. Good play by Sancho. That's a terrible ball by Caicedo. He's a dodgy keeper. Yeah, but I just think that, I think when you look at that England squad, he has picked players that he likes and not necessarily players that are in form. How do you like your new house? Do you do any sort of training if you must? What do you prefer, golfing or fishing, says Mats. I haven't been doing a lot of training this year, to be honest with you. And golfing or fishing, neither, Mats. Don't do either. Stephen Graham in This Is England, unbelievable, says David. Half time, it's Fulham 0, Spurs 0, says Amar. Well, we're about to hit half time here. Arsenal lead 1-0. It's been quite a fiery game, I would say, without being a good game. I think there's plenty left in the tank for the second half. And you wouldn't be surprised with a 1-1 London derby. But I think Arsenal would be quite disappointed with that, based on the way that they've been playing. Chelsea have not been very good. Ty says, I hope it stays like this. It keeps the race for top 5 open. It is half time. Look, I mean, we'll have a look at the stats in a moment, but I do completely agree with you. I think that the Premier League this season, I did a video yesterday, actually, about Beware. I feel a bit stupid, actually. I did a video yesterday talking about how I think that next season we might see a team from London win the Premier League. I've just got a feeling. And if we're going to see a team from London win the Premier League, it's going to be Arsenal or Chelsea. Based on today's performance, people would say you're a bloody prat mentioning the name Chelsea. But a lot can change in one summer. And I think before we talk about Arsenal, what I would say with Chelsea is that there are foundations to build something there that we saw at Christmas. Like, Chelsea should have been in a title race. And then what happened is, at Christmas, it just fell away. So I think Chelsea do have an element of potential, but you watch them in games like this and it's just so disjointed. And yeah, if Cole Palmer was fit, they'd be a better team, but you know, that's not enough. Like, they need more than Cole Palmer. They need a proper goalkeeper. I think the defence looks uncertain, and I think it reflects badly on the defence when you've got a goalkeeper that you don't have any confidence in. And also, I think for a long time now, I've looked at Chelsea and it's almost like they don't expect to score. And this has been a problem for a very long time. It was happening with Potter. It was happening with Pochettino. And it's now happening with Maresca. Is that Chelsea are more than capable. They're not bad defensively, Chelsea, I don't think. but there's this almost psychological element where their confidence ain't great because they don't think they're going to score, and they don't look like scoring goals, Chelsea, and they need to solve that problem, and they need to bring in a bloody striker. And so look, next season for Chelsea, Champions League football, if they get it, they need to bring in a top striker. Arsenal, yeah, I mean, Arsenal are looking good. There's no two ways about that. I think that if Arsenal bring a striker in the summer, I think they can be a very much a serious contender. I would expect that again. Oddie says, fishing or golf, what arm do you want chopped off? Hi Mark, have you watched the new series Adolescence? I've literally just been talking about it, Callum. I think the acting in it is absolutely fantastic. Sparsh says, sports you played at school or college? Football, rugby, cross-country running, and athletics. Would Fulham be a good career in the AFC 25? I keep getting asked this, Daniel. Yes, it would, if that's going to make it. Madison says, horrible game. It looks like 14th against the 13th. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Title's going to Liverpool. Relegation's been done before the season even started. I think when you look at the top 5 race, which is what we were looking at until I turned it off, when you look at the top 5 race, this to me is very, very exciting. And it will be top 5, by the way. I think some people were like, well, Liverpool have been knocked out. Spurs went through. Man United went through. Villa went through. Arsenal went through. And Chelsea went through. We've got 5 English teams into the quarterfinals across the Europa League, the Conference League, and the Champions League. And we already had a lot of points because of what Liverpool did in the Champions League stage, and United and Spurs and Chelsea. So we will get 5 spots, pretty much guaranteed. Something very strange would have to happen. I think somebody told me on Friday that it's basically done, that England will get 5 spots. So that is great, because I think the top 5 race this season it's very rare to have a Premier League season where the title's done and relegation's done and you're still sat there going how exciting it is. But we've seen how big the Champions League is, and the race for top 5 and some of the teams that are in it, I think it's really, really exciting. Obviously, I'd leave Liverpool and Arsenal out of it, but Forest, Chelsea, Man City, Newcastle, Brighton, Villa, Bournemouth, Fulham, there are some spots there for those teams, and I think it's going to be really interesting over the coming weeks to see who gets it. But as I was saying before, I think it really does come down to the fixtures and who's playing who. So I was looking at April, which is the next set after this international break. You've got Forest at home to Manchester United on Tuesday the 1st, which is the next set of Premier League games. You've got on the Wednesday Bournemouth at home to Ipswich. Brighton play Aston Villa. That game really is absolutely huge. Brighton, Aston Villa, when you look at that, absolutely huge at Brighton. City got Leicester, so they should win. Newcastle got Brentford, which will be interesting. And Chelsea play Spurs. We mustn't also dismiss the fact that Fulham go to Arsenal. And then at the weekend after that, you've got, straight away after that, Brighton have got to go to Palace, Villa play Forest. So there's some interesting games coming up in relation to the race for top 5. But Villa Brighton, straight after the international break, is one I would be keeping an eye on. Have you heard that Onana's injured? I'm literally going to just go and have a look at this. I have to admit, I've not been on social media for nearly 24 hours. As it stands, Onana will not play against Leicester today. He faces a late fitness test. I think he probably will play then, won't he? If he's going to have a late fitness test, I would say he will play. Ineos have made an early exit from their sponsorship deal with Tottenham after a payoff agreement. Manchester United will need permission from Manchester Airport to build their new stadium. It's in a flight path zone where any planned building above 90 metres needs a green light. Okay, I'm sure they'll get that. In the last minute or so, Onana's condition has improved, and it's hoped he will pass a test later. It's a bit like me. When I woke up this morning, I was like, oh, I'm not doing any watch-alongs. I'm so hungover. And actually, the more the day goes on, I just feel a bit tired. So I'm not saying Onana's hungover. Sometimes when he's in goal, you might be mistaken for thinking he might have been drinking something. But no, I think his illness is obviously on the mend. Angelo says, best squad in my opinion is 08. Thank you very much for that. And Harish, thank you very much for that as well. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We've got a big day of football today. Arsenal-Chelsea second half is coming up. Then a little bit of about half an hour break, and then we're back live for the Carabao Cup final between Liverpool and Newcastle. And then immediately after that, I'm going straight onto the United stand. Well, I am going straight onto the United stand, but if there's extra time and penalties, that's going to get very interesting because Newcastle kicks off at 4:30 and is scheduled to finish at 6:30, and Man United kick off at 7 o'clock. So there could be some crossover there. We'll have to wait and see. Rohan says, how was it actually being off social media for 24 hours? I very rarely do it, mate, but I actually enjoyed it. I had it was booked in ages ago. There was a family party I was at last night, and we had to drive there. And I just was like, you know what? I'm just not going to check my phone at all. Really? If something breaking, like we're signing Mbappe, I'd have got a phone call. So, but I just was not interested in it. And it's quite nice to do it. I think we're just so we're so obsessed with technology, aren't we? It's quite nice to be able to be, well, because I think they call my generation something. I can't remember what they call it, but so we went from VHS to DVDs to digital. We went from no mobile phones to mobile phones with internet and apps and everything. So I remember a world without technology. So I think for the younger generation, they don't even know what it's like not to have technology. So maybe they find it more difficult to have a 24 hours off. I don't know. But I would give that Adolescence by Stephen Graham a watch. And I would also give, I can't remember the name of it. It might be called The Chef. I'd give that a watch as well. It's just amazing how you can get so many actors to just be acting with one camera, no cuts for like an hour. It's incredible. Really, really good. Really, really creative. And I think creativity is dying, isn't it, in the modern society? I was talking to my nephew last night about how people do their homework through AI, and I'm like, what a moronic way to learn. I mean, you're cheating yourself. Oh, I didn't do any homework this weekend because I got AI to do it. So basically, you didn't learn anything. You got a computer to do it for you. And in 50 years' time, when the human race is fucked, people need to be reminded about that. Yeah, I didn't learn anything. I just typed it into AI. And what did you do then? Get back on your bloody your TikTok watching. I don't get this AI obsession that people have got for cutting corners. You're basically making yourself redundant. Oh, I just did all my homework on this, or I just did my report. Yeah. You're making yourself redundant. You're not learning. Like, you're actually making the reliance on computers even more. And that will lead to the breakdown of society, in my opinion. Like, what are we going to be doing in 20, 30 years' time? We'll be redundant as human beings. It's scary. There needs to be, in my opinion, a fight back against this. Technology is great, but it's scary what our kids and the younger generation are stepping into in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. We're making ourselves redundant. Like, what are people going to do? People aren't reading books, they're not writing, they're not learning. They're just like, oh, look at me, I'm so cool, man. I've just typed it into AI and it's done it for me. You learn nothing. Nothing. Do you think Salah is now out of the Ballon d'Or, says Fraser? Yes, I do. I do. I think you've got to win the Champions League, unfortunately, to win the Ballon d'Or. So I can't see Mo Salah. I tell you what, it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see if Mo Salah gets in the top 5, because he should do. I just graded my students' test. 80% of it was AI answers, says the HPN. It's disgusting, isn't it? And that's the next generation. You know, I think when I was like 13, 14, 15, I didn't do a lot of schoolwork. I'm not going to pretend I did. But I was always outside playing football, and I was always reading books. If you can call porn reading. But yeah, I always had a book in my hand and something else in the other. Yeah, but no, I mean, come on. It's people aren't watching films anymore because they haven't got the patience. It's like, I need to watch some dickhead on TikTok doing something stupid, and again and again and again and again. They're not watching films. They're not reading books. They're not learning. It's scary. It's absolutely scary what's happening out there. And what we're basically creating is a generation of morons who are brainwashed by technology. When someone uses AI to find answers, they learn from the response gives them. It's a more efficient way of learning, says Jacob. What a load of shit. What a load of crap. Mate, they don't read what they're doing. They type it in. They copy and paste it. They're not reading it. You might do, Jacob, and well done, but that's not what's going on. Ask HPN. I'm a truck driver. I worry I won't be needed soon, says Solski. No, I don't think you will. You're fired. No, yeah, technology is going to advance, definitely. I do worry about the future. Hello, Mark. I just watched your video on United Stand about the summer preferred position signings, and how did Sir Jim miss that we also need a new goalkeeper after Onana's dreadful performances, says Glazers out. I don't see Man United solving the goalkeeper issue this summer. I'd be interested to see what Chelsea... Where do we think Chelsea are going to get... Let me just come back to that. Somebody just said, I just read a book and I loved it. Read books. My book's out. Goldbridge Saves Football. Get it. But seriously, what I will say is, if you're one of those people, it's like when I was younger, people used to like pick up a guitar and be in a band. Fair play. I think there are opportunities for people now that if you are of the younger generation, do watch films, do read books, do be creative, because you'll stand out way more because nobody's really doing it now. Thank you very much to HPN. Appreciate your super chat. I think we read that one out. Did that from Fraser. Do you reckon we can beat Madrid, says Tay? I think Arsenal against Real Madrid will be a good game. Obviously, the problem Arsenal might have is the firepower. And obviously, Real Madrid's firepower is exceptional. But the advantage Arsenal might have is defensively they're quite good. And also, Real Madrid won't sit back. Now, Arsenal's big problem is, without firepower, is that if you sit in against Arsenal, it's hard for them to score. Real Madrid won't sit back. So I've got a funny feeling it will be closer than people think between Arsenal and Real Madrid. Let me get ready for the second half here. Timer is up and running. There we go. I tell you what, I'm looking forward to Liverpool-Newcastle. Really, I think that's the game of the day, isn't it? Liverpool-Newcastle. I'm looking forward to Man United-Leicester because I think we're going to smack them up, really. I think we're going to batter them. But the Carabao Cup final, looking forward to that. We'll be live for that at 4:30. If United win the Europa, City get 5th. Does United take City's spot in the Champions League? Hope you have a great day, says Mickey R. A few people have asked me about this, Mickey. I'll explain it to you this way. If you get top 5 in the Premier League, you will get Champions League football. Guaranteed. If Manchester United or Spurs win the Europa League, they will get Champions League football. Guaranteed. There will be six places. The Europa League Champions League spot is allocated exclusively to the Europa League winner. It does not impact that winner's domestic league at all. So top 5 in the Premier League will get Champions League football. Because that spot... Oh no, Ray's there. Ball over the top. Because those spots are allocated independently. So the Europa League winner, that spot is for the Europa League winner. It's nothing to do with your your national league. So there could be 6 in the Champions League. You can have 6. Thank you very much, Mickey. A few people have been asking that. Either or, McAllister or Odegaard. I will do that for you now, Amir. I hope you're doing very well. Tell you what I've been playing a little bit of recently. Like Seb's quite young, he's only 7, so he's like sort of started getting into football. I think I was about 7. I mean, I liked football, but I think I was about 7 when I really started to like watch it and stuff like that. So he started to watch it, and he started playing a little bit of EAFC and stuff like that. So we've been playing Rush on the same team. You know, the 5-a-side thing. It's quite good. I don't think much of EAFC this year, but I do quite like the Rush concept. Is Odegaard offside? Thanks everybody who's tuning in. Yeah, looks like Onana's going to be in goal for Man United tonight. I've just sent the missus a message. Can I have a tea, please, Bob? She'll get it. Basically, when we were growing up, there used to be a programme on called Blockbusters. And you'd basically ask the quizmaster for a letter. And his name was Bob. So I've just said, can I have a tea? Please, Bob. She'll get it. The tea? No, I wasn't. I don't mean it like that. Lee Sharp or Nanny? I really liked Lee Sharp, Oddo. There was a time where I preferred Lee Sharp to Ryan Giggs. I'm not writing that down. There was a time. Daniel, I've sent 2 super chats you've not read yet. Yeah, I don't like you, Daniel. That's why I don't read them. They're crap. Let me have a look. Thoughts? I do. The thing is about these super chats, I do read them. I think people just get quite agitated that they don't get read straight away. But I'm watching a game. I might be talking about something else. And I do go back and make sure they've been read. Especially on That's Football, because it's not as busy as the United Stand. Rajap, I would watch Yellowstone, yes. Here is a lovely ball. Oh no, good interception, goes back to Sanchez. Will you do a watch-along for Barcelona Atletico? No, Mohammed, because I'm on the United Stand. Man United, Leicester. This suddenly went from football to a parents' conversation. I feel personally attacked, says Khalid. Well, stop using AI then. I've obviously hit a nerve. We could do with a Chelsea goal here. Body says should watch the players, Mark. Ollie, Ollie, Ollie. Daniel, I've just been through all the super chats, and the only ones I can find from you are the ones where you're moaning that they didn't get read out. So I can't see any other ones. Justice for Daniel, says Gems. Hi, Mark. Please, can you shout out to my mate Sam? He loves Guinness and spreadsheets. I'll be having a Guinness on Wednesday. Off to Dublin for the live show. Some of you might be there. I don't know whether there's any tickets left, but be great to see some of you there. If you want to try and get a ticket, I'll see if I've got the QR code. Yes, I have. I've absolutely got no idea. Oh, the link's in the video description. I could have a look. Free kick to Arsenal. Yeah, Wednesday night show. I know what the show is now, so even though it's 10 years of the United stand, I think you would enjoy it whether you're a United fan or not, because it's not top heavy on United stuff. It's more of a, yeah, if you're there, you'll see. I think you'd enjoy it. I'll drop the link in the live chat as well. I'm not even sure there are any tickets left because there was about 25 yesterday. But you never know. You never know. Yellow card to Neto. Get your tickets. Let's have a look. Oh no, there's still a few. Still some in the circle area, in the upper circle. 3 tiers, you see. It's a three tier venue. And trust me, you'll be in tears, laughing your head off. That's weird. I sent 2 super chats with $5, says Daniel. I can't see them, Daniel. I have been back and had a look. Apologies. Hi, Mark. 18 yesterday. Love what you do, says Kays. Thank you very much, mate. Hope you had a good birthday. Wyatt says, I saw Sir Jim at the Formula 1 last night and I can't escape him anywhere, says Wyatt. Get into Bath rugby, Mark. It's great rugby. What's Bath rugby then? What do you do? Get in a big bath and throw a ball around? Nathan C. Another corner here for Arsenal. Watch out with this goalkeeper. Watch out. Sanchez is about. You better watch out, because Sanchez is about. Here it comes. Here it comes. And I think Chelsea will clear it away. Neto wanted a foul. Wasn't a foul. Best country to visit in Europe, says Distressed Wrangler Jeans. It depends what you want. There's a lot of good places to. Oh, that's going to be a yellow card. He's late. Gabriel. Yellow card. On Reece James. Yeah, I think if you come into Europe, there's a lot of. I mean, I've never been to them, but I like the look of some of the Scandinavian countries. Amsterdam, the Netherlands is nice. You know, Italy, Spain, Germany, France, England. Go to London. We're in London, aren't we? Dublin, you know, Belfast. There's loads of places to go. Greece. What me said is 4 to 12 in the Prem is just 10 points different, and Palace haven't played their remaining game. Wow. What do you think about that, says Daniel? I tell you what, I'm looking at it right there, Daniel, and I think it's very exciting what the top 4 or 5 race could be. As I said, Villa play Brighton straight after the international break, which is going to be good. Oh. No. You always have to make it about you, Robert. I've realised I've not been doing any stretching because I'm lazy, because I was too tired and my leg had gone to sleep. Will you be posting any footage from the live show, says Lucy? It's up in the air at the moment because depending on how well the show goes, we might go and do it in other places, in which case I probably won't post it anywhere because I won't want, I might, you know, basically, if the show goes, we'll see how the show goes, but I haven't made a decision yet whether I'm going to do a few more shows, in which case we probably won't put it up on YouTube because we might go and do the show again so in other places. That's what I'm trying to say. Nice ball by Odegaard into Martinelli, but he's well wide now. Can you do a poll, Amrim or Maresca, says Buccaneer in Broccoli? Yes, I will do it. I will do it. Just remind me to do it. I'll do it though. There is a good poll going on at the moment. I don't know whether it needs closing. Alexi McAllister against Odegaard. 52% have gone with McAllister over 48% Odegaard. I like both players, but if it was Manchester United, who would I take at Man United? Alexi McAllister or Odegaard? I bloody love both of them. I'd love bloody both of them, to be honest, but I think I'd go Odegaard. So it's a good poll, that. Well done. McAllister did beat Odegaard, 48% to 52%. Let's do this other poll then. Either or. What is it? Amorim or Maresca? It's your vote, not mine. Chelsea, Neto, silly shot. Really was silly. Over it goes. Here's a question for you lot. No one's given me any agony bridge solutions or controversial opinions today so far. Get those in. I've got a question for you. I was just thinking there, I've got half an hour between the end of this game and the Carabao Cup final. So I'm like, I'm going to eat. And I was thinking, what shall I eat? And I was actually thinking, you know what I really feel like? Boneless KFC chicken. Oh, I could eat a whole bucket. But why is it when you've had a few drinks that you crave that type of food? Why don't you crave a bowl of salad or something like that? Why is it that you crave like bad for you food? Hot take, I think Odegaard's a bit overrated, says Jackie. I don't think you're the only one, Jackie. I think some people do think that. Who's better to watch on the ball, Ahmad or Xerxes? Says Sweet. I think Xerxes has a sort of it's that Zlatan. Here we go. Rice into Martinelli. Cucurella does well. No, he's ran him out. Well done. Good defending. I'll come back to that point. Martinelli crosses it in. What a save by Sanchez. Moreno actually did very well with the shot there. Stay with this for a moment. Stay with this. Okay, Chelsea are going to win that. Yeah, I think Xerxes got that sort of Zlatan, Berbatov, Cantona sort of thing. He's not as good as those players, but what I'm saying is the like the tall guy technical ability. It is easy on the eye when you have those types of players that are quite tall. And they Sheringham as well, yeah. Those types of players, yeah. So I think on the eye, Xerxes is better, but I'd say Ahmad's a better player than Xerxes. I just think on the eye, Xerxes, because he's quite tall and that technique is quite easy to watch. I don't fancy him, no, Ed Price. That's not what I mean by easy on the eye. Trust me. Is Danny O'Donoghue going to be there? Yes, Luke. Yep. Danny from the script is going to be at the show on Wednesday night. Looking forward to it. Janola. Yeah. Atoro says, did you see that Koeman has called up Depay, who plays in Brazil, over Xerxes? Yeah. Yeah. Chelsea doing nothing with the corner there. Yeah, my theory on why when you're hungover you crave like junk food is something to do with depletion of sugar. It's only a theory. I just think, and obviously that's why you crave that sort of food maybe. Rohan's coming in. When you're hungover, alcohol-induced hyperglycemia, low blood sugar, triggers cravings for high carb, high calorie foods to restore blood sugars. There you go. Odegaard. He's going to shoot. No, he's not. Trossard. He's going to shoot. Blocked. Lewis Skelly into Odegaard. Probe, probe, probe. Cross comes in. And Timber goes for a throw-in. I can't believe they're doing the GDS system on... Why do they show us that? I think the GDS thing is just such a waste of time when they show it as a replay. We know it's not a bloody goal because the technology would tell us if it was a goal straight away. Did you remember to tip Bob enough, says Howder. And afternoon, Mark. Hope you're on the mend, says Lord McFred. Thank you very much. Yeah, still a bit sore, but yeah, it's getting there. Getting there. So we've still got half an hour to go in this game. Still 1-0. I think it's still 0-0 in the other game going on today. Fulham against Fulham against Tottenham is still 0-0. Tottenham starting to get some players back. Romero starting today. Son's come on second half. Dara Traore's just come on for Fulham. Isaac says, I don't know about you, but I hate Crapmas and Garbageford. Shouldn't hate anybody, mate, really. I think it's a negative trait to hate. And it's something you carry. You don't have to like it, but I think hate just, yeah. Here's Rice in the box. Odegaard. And Sanchez holds on to it. Otherwise, it would have been a Martinelli tap-in. Reece James or Kyle Walker? I can't believe they're both in the England squad. It feels like we're back in 2018. Reece James is a better player than Kyle Walker, yes, when he's fit. Afternoon, Mark, says Lord McFred. Rohan. Ben says, I got baptised today and Arsenal is winning. Great day. Congratulations, Ben. Booze is an anti-sensible choice drink. That's why, says Nick. And is there going to be any shows on YouTube that day, says Glenn C. Yes. Yeah, we've got an 8 o'clock show that night. I think Terry's doing it for us. So, yeah, we'll have shows throughout the international break. Got some good stuff planned, actually, over the international break. I quite like the international break because it allows us to do some more... I like the 8 o'clock shows on the international break because you can delve into some quite sort of topics that you wouldn't normally get time to do when it's so frenetic with games. Are you live for Newcastle, says Matthew Frost? Yes. Yep, looking forward to that straight after this. Well, it won't be straight after this. I'll literally go and get some food. What did you think of the themes about misogyny and female violence in adolescence, says Kill Thomas. You know what? I've got to get the wording right. I felt that watching that was very real to the experiences I've had in that world. And I think sometimes TV tries to suppress reality, and a lot of dramas and programs that we get on the TV these days do not reflect reality. And they try to subvert us away from reality into this, fantasy world that, doesn't exist. And the reality is that there is people out there doing these things on the regular. And sometimes you need to be confronted with that in drama. One thing for sure, Amrim would want McAllister, says Easy Ollie. Amrim's got 73% of the vote over Maresca. Yeah, but you know what? I think if we'd asked this 3 months ago, people would have said Maresca over Amrim. I do think that's quite a good poll, Amrim or Maresca. At the moment, I understand why it's Amrim, but you could see in the middle of April, if Chelsea are in the top 4 and Man United are knocked out by Lyon, people would say Maresca. So they aren't far apart. It's just about where they are at the moment. Man United are having a little bit of a high. Hilarious, Anana refused to let another goalkeeper start, says Adam. We were talking about Adolescence on Netflix. It's a good one. "23 minutes to go. Odegaard needs some support." Chelsea are a bit annoyed with this, you know. I mean, if you think about the goalkeeping error on the corner, and that's what separated these two teams. Bruno or Kevin De Bruyne in current form? Bruno. De Bruyne's really. Are we saying that De Bruyne's done? Are we going to say that? I've watched him a few times in the last few weeks, and I don't know. Look, I can tell with Casemiro his legs are gone. De Bruyne is going to be 34 in June. I think he's always going to have his technicality, but I think he's lost the speed of movement. Here's Martinelli into the box. Good tackle, Badashil. What's for dinner, Mark, says Ahmed. I don't know actually. I think De Bruyne is definitely going to Saudi as well, isn't he? He's definitely hinted that he wants that paycheck. Can you give Malachi a shout out, please? Says M2. There you go. No Sunday roast, no, Vaughan. It would be nice, but no. So I'm going to make myself one of my smoothies as well. As much as it's not what my body's craving, I think I'm going to have one of them. Free kick on the edge of the box for Arsenal. We're in London, aren't we? All 4 teams playing at the moment are London clubs. Still 0-0 between Fulham and Spurs. Statistically, Fulham have had more of the ball, but Spurs have had more shots on target. So still in the balance there. You can guarantee I went with a Fulham win. Spurs will win. Lee Berman's just back from having a few Guinnesses. St Patrick's Day tomorrow, isn't it? Happy St Patrick's Day. If you're out tomorrow in wherever you are. I was going to say Ireland, but you don't have to be. Regular gravy, chicken gravy, or onion gravy, says Matthew. I like onion gravy. So I'd put that number 1. Then chicken gravy, then regular gravy. I think the bad thing about St Patrick's Day is that you've got to go to work on the Tuesday, haven't you? Because I tell you what, I think I always used to book the day off after, because that was always a heavy day. St Patrick's Day. What happens on St Patrick's Day, says Solomon? Well, when I lived in Dublin, you just went into Dublin at about 10:30 in the morning, and all the nightclubs were open, all the pubs were open, and it was just a big drinking session, really. Declan Rice on the free kick, Odegaard on the free kick. 20 minutes to go. It won't go in. Don't you think free kicks take so long for very little reward? They really do. You know, I know when they go in, they're amazing, but the amount of time a free kick takes, it won't even go in. And you think, well, that's like a minute gone. Probably longer than a minute. Yeah, straight into the wall, goes for a corner. Bailey says, do you feel for Rasmus in the United squad? It's been going on at United for years, the lack of service, but actually over the last few games we've actually started to create chances. So look, got to start taking these opportunities now. Another corner to Arsenal. It's got some news coming out. Rice is on it. Looks good. Martinelli heads it wide. I don't rate... Drads has given us a super chat. He says, I don't rate Maresca at all. Championship is his level. If Chelsea are splashing all this cash, maybe splash them on a good manager. Alex says, what's your KFC order, Mark? I haven't had a KFC in ages, but I would normally go for the boneless chicken bucket with obviously fries and definitely the gravy. And I'd use my own sweet corn coleslaw. I really want some now, but I'm just not going to have time to get it. I'm tired of Chelsea supporters still bitching about Bowley. I would love for him to be United's owner, says Michael. It'd be definitely an alternative. Nice ball in again. Declan Rice on the wing. Chelsea done next to nothing here. Just finished the book, Mark. Any plans for another? Well, thanks for reading it, Josh. I probably will do another one at some point. Arsenal fans are amongst the most deluded, says Lord McFred. If I ordered it now, I don't like ordering KFC on Just Eat though, or whatever. It's always cold. I ordered a McDonald's once, and by the time it got here, it wasn't even warm. I don't. If I'm gonna get something like that, I go and get it yourself. Let's have a look at these stats. 1 shot on target for Chelsea. Possession's gone up a lot. I think Arsenal second half have really just changed their game plan to sit back and counter, but Dewsbury Hall and George are coming on. Dewsbury Hall looks like he's doing a dance. Sancho off. Freedom. And then Kunku off. Thinkon says, would you beat a Jaguar in a fight? What, a car or the cat? The car, I'd batter it. Give me a sledgehammer. That car's getting battered. The cat, I'd need a weapon. I wouldn't fancy fighting a tiger or a lion or a jaguar, you know, with your bare hands. It's going to hurt. Bailey says, any news about Shaw or Mount? I think Mason Mount might be on the bench today. Luke Shaw won't be. Brewster's on fire, up the blades, and fuck the Owls, says Aridi. 15 to go. Still 0-0 between Fulham and Spurs, by the way. They kicked off at the same time. And, of course, we are live for Liverpool against Newcastle. 4:30 kickoff, so... Sem says Arsenal playing the low block with 20 minutes to go. I don't blame Arsenal for doing that. They want the 3 points, don't they? What's going on with Shaw? Same old, injured. Fulham have just scored. And I really, really hope it's who I want it to be. I'm doing this game this week for Irish Guy where I had to pick results and scorers, and I think I did okay yesterday, but I really would be helped if... Yes! Muniz! Yes! I had him down to score. Come on. Pereira with the assist, Muniz with the goal, and I predicted him. That's another one I've got. Martinelli's coming off, Wanyeri's coming on. Vanch says, do you have a fist fight story? I'm not talking about stuff like that. You know, we should not be condoning violence here. Do you reckon we get full ball tracking technology one day? Says Spiritual. 100%, yeah. Sergio says, how does the Irish Guys point system work? Not 100% sure. I think you get points for the exact scoreline, points for the right result, and then points for the goal scorer. But I don't know how many. But I know I got some of the goal scorers right. I definitely got Muniz to score. I definitely got Moreno to score today. Yeah, so I might have done all right. 12 minutes to go here. I don't think Onana is out of today's match, Leon. Apparently he's fit again now. Chelsea on the attack. Declan Rice wins the ball well. Here's Wanyeri. I ain't going to get that. Trossard. Rice. That's a handball there. By the Arsenal player, it won't be a penalty. Hoping for a good day. My team won against our rivals. Just need Man United and Newcastle to win to complete it. Looking forward to the show on Wednesday, says Johnny. Thanks, pal. Thanks for your super chat as well. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see Newcastle win. I think Liverpool will win, but obviously, I think most people would want Newcastle to win. Maybe not Sunderland fans. Jerry Connors, thanks for your super chat. United watch along later. Yes, Lord McFred. Yes, yes, yes. And also, obviously, Newcastle, Liverpool as well. Lavia is coming on here for Chelsea. Reece James comes off. Top 4 next and bottom 3 next season. It's a spiritual mutant. Well, the bottom 3 will be the 3 teams that get promoted. And the top 4, I think you can put Liverpool and Arsenal in there straight away. So I can give you 5 out of those 7 positions. Cola says, your watch along is class. I go to my family takeaway and I put your watch along on the front TV. Notice customers prefer that rather having some random songs. Keep up the work, says Cola. Thank you very much for your super chat, pal. Eat, Sleep, Heal says, I'm sick of Chelsea. If they can't beat injury-stricken Arsenal with no striker, come off it. Yeah, but you've got no striker either. Here's Trossard. Into Rice. Overhits. Rice won't keep that in. Oh, he did. But Sanchez catches it. Opinions on having a relegation playoff, says Matthew. I don't think there's enough jeopardy around the relegation in the Premier League to make that exciting. I think relegation in the Premier League is becoming a bit of a merry-go-round. 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3 down. It's like... The biggest problem the Premier League's got at the moment is that if you get promoted, you're basically favourites to go down. And it's only a recent thing. I don't think... this will be the second year in a row that it's the 3 promoted teams have gone down, won't it? Or maybe I'm wrong. With that. Are you going to do watch-alongs for the Club World Cups as NAU? I'm not planning on it because a lot of those games are shit and at stupid times. Yep, still 1-0 Fulham against Spurs, which in the league table scenario puts Fulham into 8th place ahead of Villa. Bournemouth down to 10th now. 1 point from their last 6. 5 minutes still to go here. Can Chelsea fashion a chance? Wide, it goes to George. Strange cross. Cucurella did get up though, and Raya catches it. Amazon are ready to become the first company to make an offer to pay Man United £750 million over 10 years for naming rights. It's all part of the plan, mate. I think the Glazers have been planning to knock Old Trafford down for 15 years. I think they knew the only way they could get naming rights was to knock Old Trafford down, and that's why we've ended up in this situation. Can I have a look at the stats, Mark? You can. Let me get them back on the screen for you there. Chelsea have had a lot more possession in the second half, but still not really created anything. Gusto's coming on. Toss in as well. Casido and Badashiel coming off. Who were the 3 relegated teams last year? Definitely Sheffield United, Luton, and Burnley. Yeah, so it was 3 up, 3 down, wasn't it? And it's going to be the same this year. That's shocking, that is. That's really damning, that is. 2 years in a row, the 3 promoted teams have gone straight back down. Really bad. That's really bad. Really bad. And I don't think it's going to change. Maybe Leeds next year, but I don't see anyone else coming up and staying up. They've got it. How do you sort that out? The competition is just... the problem you've got is that you get promoted from the Championship, you've had a good season, and then you come into the Premier League, and the teams that could get relegated, so the Wolves, the Evertons, even the Man Uniteds, they're just packed with international players, and they won't have that. 2-0 to Fulham. Spurs losing again. Not surprised. Sessegnon. Game over. Chelsea on the attack here. What does that do for Spurs in the league, Mark? Well, they stay in 13th place with 34 points, and it will be their 15th loss of the season. Here's Cucurella. DJ John says, sitting in my barbecue hut listening to your watch-along and having me a beer or two. I will watch all your watch-alongs today. Thanks for making my Sunday great. Well, thank you very much for your contribution, DJ John. T, and enjoy your beer in your barbecue hut. Sounds good. I think we've got the worst game out of the way. I think Arsenal-Chelsea is going to be the worst game of the 3. Man United-Leicester, there'll be goals, and Newcastle-Liverpool, I think, will be the best game because it's got the jeopardy of a trophy. But this has been a tough watch, and I thought it was. This was of all the games I wasn't going to do. If I had to drop one, it was going to be this one. It's played out exactly as I thought. Not a great game, and Arsenal just getting the job done. Defensively solid, offensively a little bit defunct, really, but the set piece has done it. Lol says Ange has got to go. I think with Ange, you're not going to get rid of him until you see what happens with the Europa League, are you? Which is fair enough. I wanna know. When's Saka back? It was a bad injury for Saka, you know. Odegaard's coming off a Tierney here. Mate, I don't know. Saruj says, it's the worst derby ever. I've been asleep 3 times. Mate, if I wasn't doing this watch-along and I was just watching it from the sofa, I'd have fell asleep. Saka's apparently back after the international break. It doesn't look like he... I don't know. If he's back for the Madrid games, great. Form only... I tell you what, I'm going to applaud this. Remember last season we used to get like 10 minutes added on? I actually prefer what they've done now. They've cut it down again, haven't they? Only 4 minutes added on. It was doing my head in when it was like 10 minutes and 5 minutes at the end of the first half and 10 minutes. I much prefer it like being 4 or 5. Much prefer it. Just makes the final 10 minutes of a game more jeopardy. Player down here for Arsenal. No, he's going to get up. He's going to get up. Yeah. Holmish says, I loved your book and always enjoy your streams. Have a great day. Thanks, pal. Eat, Sleep, Heal says, there's no passion in this Chelsea manager. At least Arteta gets there. Moreno's gone down now. Hurt his stomach. Yeah, he got a ball to the chest. Ty says, Villa for the Champions League. Long shot, but doable. Who you got scoring for United today? It depends. Depends who he picks. Obi Martin might play today. There'll be goals. United will score goals today. We'll win. Man United will win. But I can't predict the goal scorers because I don't know what the team is yet. You might be a bit of rotation. Ross McRae, Magician, thank you very much for your super chat. He says, in your opinion, who are the best 3 English players currently who don't play for a traditional Big Six team in the Prem or play outside of England? Bellingham. That was easy. You go Villa, wouldn't you, I suppose? Villa, Morgan Rogers. Jared Bowen's a good shout as well. Yeah. Newcastle wouldn't be traditional 6 either, so Anthony Gordon, Ollie Watkins, people like that. Harry Kane, of course, yeah. About a minute to go here. Chelsea been absolutely shocking, let's be honest. I mean, look, Chelsea did play on Thursday night themselves, but I don't know how many of these players actually did play. But you know what I find shocking about Chelsea is that, and I'm just going to say this actually because I do find it shocking. What I find shocking about Chelsea is that I understand it from Arsenal's point of view. They've got Real Madrid coming up. They're struggling with attackers, and really they just want to get a 1-0 win and get out of Dodge. Chelsea are trying to get Champions League football, apparently. That's a shocking display from Chelsea. Like the energy and urgency. They've treated it like they're on the beach, an end of season game. Like this is a shock. They've lost. Absolutely abysmal approach to this game by Chelsea. To have no energy and no desire to try and get back into the game like that is absolutely abysmal when you're fighting for top 5. Rubbish. Absolute rubbish attitude, and I'd be fuming if I was a Chelsea fan. Anyway, I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm starving, but we're back in under an hour, in fact, because we've got the Carabao Cup final watch-along for you. 4:30 kickoff. I'll be live at about 4:15, so just under an hour. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Well done for staying awake for that. Glazers Out says, Leon is losing to a team standing 16th in the table. That's good for us. Thank you very much for that, Glazers Out. Coolness Bob, thank you very much for your super chat too. United should hire those pigeons to get rid of mice, says Little 10. Jerry Connors, thanks for your super chat as well. I'll see you in just under an hour back on this channel for the Carabao Cup watch along. Thanks for watching.